Hey everybody, hope you're well, and it's James here over at the Part-Time Entrepreneur. Now what I wanted to do is just do a quick follow-up video really. So I released the 2018 portfolio and had a lot of feedback from people, which was interesting. I just want to make it really clear, my 2018 portfolio for the 10 coins I released is my core portfolio. I have a mid-term portfolio and a short-term portfolio, and also an ICO portfolio. So there's a few portfolios going on. I will actually, if people comment, I will share the breakdown and percentages that I use, and maybe share with you some of the coins that I have in those portfolios. Quite happy to share those. Obviously the short-term portfolio changes on a rapid basis, just depending on analysis and stuff. More than happy to sort of share that with you. And also, you know, for me, diversity is security every time. I've seen a few people say, oh no, just go in on one or two coins, and for me that's just gambling. And you know, I've been around since 2008 investing in AIM markets and oil and all sorts of things, so you know, I like to hedge my bets, which isn't a bad thing. So let's get on it. So on the 17th I released the video. I have to say that I did invest in a couple of these before that time, but there was a few actually that were on that date. So what I've done is taken the prices of that date when the video came out. It is a couple of days out in terms of pricing, because I took them from CoinMarketCap. I have them on my phone, but with all the prices changing and stuff like that, I know what my profit is, but trying to go back and figure out the price versus Satoshis and everything else that's moved, you know, it's a bit of a nightmare. So what I've done is I've used that as the base, and we'll probably review it every 3 months. And you know, some coins may move out of the portfolio into maybe the medium term portfolio, and some may move up to the long term portfolio. One of the big things is just do a bit of a shout out. So the first one goes out to CryptoBud. So you know, he puts out some really good information. So even when I'm doing my research, I'm looking at what other guys are doing and trying to absorb as much information as possible. He seems to be quite technical in his sort of his analysis. Actually, his research stuff is spot on. It's some of the best I've seen. So you know, head over, like him on I think it's CryptoBud on Twitter. So just give him a like and follow him. You know, it's really worthwhile. And also Lark. I just like Lark. He's funny, and he has some good videos, informative, and done in a nice, fun and friendly way from our man down under. So yeah, check those guys out on YouTube. Proper good. So yeah, this is all about building community, learning, understanding, and education. The more we do that, the more people that will buy into, accept, and understand cryptocurrency. So it's all beneficial for all of us. So let's start. I got some feedback on some coins, and I've had a look at some that I was looking at some while ago, like Lisk. Looked at that. When was it? Ages ago, when it was about 238 or so, which probably wasn't that long. It's probably only a couple of weeks ago, but it feels like a long time ago. And I got a lot of jip about not having OMG in my portfolio in my long term. All I'll say is this: the guys I coached were in early. The guys came out at a huge profit, and they now have free shares running in OMG and have taken their investment elsewhere to roll and compound that investment. And compounding is how you make money. I may do another video on some stuff, and it might and just keep trying to add as much value and stuff, because I'm not sure how much people understand about compounding. And when you can compound your investments, that's when you start to make serious money. Going in on one coin and making and getting lucky isn't investing. It's more gambling. But I don't want to take away from the fact that OMG is a very good coin. What I want to try and make the point is that I hunt for value. So I look for value in everything. And if I look at where my number 10 would have been OMG, but it ended up being Verge, and all I can say is in this instance I was correct. And that's not to say, you know, I know it all, because I don't. I just look for value. I look at the charts. I understand what's massively undervalued. If you buy something that's massively undervalued and it goes up, then you're going to make some good money. I would say OMG is on a really good growth spike. It's probably going to get to a point where it's worth what it's worth, and then it'll tip over where people are still getting in, and then it's going to drop off at some point. Every coin does. They can't keep going forever. Success isn't a straight line. It's a bit wobbly and all the rest of it. But very good coin. No, it's in the medium term portfolio. It may make it into the long term. It may make it into a tiny holding in this. So, but yeah, Verge for performing excellent at the moment. Really happy with that. Was only expecting maybe a 50% rise, 60% rise, but the 100% rise, 104% has been pretty decent, and at the moment it's going incredibly strong. So there seems to be a lot of people out there sort of seeing that this is massively undervalued, and it really is the privacy coin. So moving on with the portfolio. So Bitquant. So before I said that this was overhyped big time, and as we can see, that was overhyped big time. I got in a lot earlier, unfortunately, so I am sitting on quite a nice profit on that one. But the 33% retrace really means that there is opportunity to get in. This project is solid. It's huge. It's going to be huge once they get the platform out and working, and it's not going to be a massive weight on this one. And this is why it's in the 2018, because by that time there will be, there'll be versions of this knocking around. They'll be working out the bugs, and this will be motoring. Next one is BAT. Again, just like I said before, strong team behind this. I can't see how it can go wrong. 20% up. Absolutely happy with that. Kick. Now, I got a kick in from some of the people about putting Kick in the portfolio. For me, I'm an entrepreneur. I like entrepreneurial things and people, and I travel the world. I go Vegas quite a lot to conferences and bits and pieces. Love it, absolutely love it. Instead of going to Barbados instead, some people might sound crazy, but that's what I like to do. And for me, Kick, sold out in 20 hours. It's solid, solid performance. Some huge people buying into this. They've with their marketing, they've not put everything out there, and I don't quite get why. Maybe they're holding something back for a little bit later or whatever, but no, this is solid. 20 hours sold out, huge investment. Long term, I see this being a really good growth driver for my portfolio, at least 20 to 30 fold for my portfolio long term. That's what I'm looking at with this particular coin. Litecoin, love it. At the moment, 39% up, loving it. Also holding quite a substantial some of these ones as well, so really happy with that. Ethereum, my favorite, as everybody knows, and again, bought in my last part of my investment. So sold some of my oil shares, because that's getting that, oil's out, electricity's in. I'm going into Tesla because I quite like Elon Musk. He seems very switched on. The other one is Civic. So not big news on Civic, but it's held at flat, so not too bad performance. Again, long term, so not too worried on that one. 10x, awesome, 12% up, happy days. Had been ticking along on that 60% retracement line for a little while, but we're back into good growth, and basically driven by some really good. Well, Julian's just ace. I'd love to meet Julian one day. He seems on it big time, and he's got so much energy. And I think that's one thing that will drive this company. His high standards and his energy and passion to do something and change the way that we do, pay for stuff basically. So I think really good. I think the iOS app coming out on for the Apple phones, etc., massive big move. Probably driven some of the momentum on price recently, but yeah, really good. Again, Manetha's coming out tomorrow. By the time you probably see this video, it may have already happened, but I expect this to sell out in the day. Seen a lot of people, they don't quite get what it is. I'm not sure if they've not read the white papers, or they've not really followed the videos and stuff and really sort of caught up with the company. But this is huge. I mean, they talk about their USP being the, that people can rate the retailers and stuff like that. For me, it's the actual retailers themselves, the amount that they're going to save. So many retailers, especially with Brexit and stuff like this, they're under so much pressure financially And you know, if you, let's say you have £100 million business and you have the opportunity to claw back 3% because you're not paying all these extra charges on Visa or whatever it is, and you can do it through a different system and you only charge 1.5%, so you're saving 3% on 100 million. That's £3 million back onto your bottom line. Now, I work for some big companies, and for them to get that type of money back into their business, I mean, they have to literally squeeze a dry sponge to try and get that sort of money through efficiencies, through headcount, through lots of different things. So for everyday e-commerce retailers to be able to do this, this is going to be huge. And I just don't think people grasp that concept just yet. But they will eventually, and then that's why it's in the portfolio and why it's so high up, and maybe why some others aren't. And obviously Bitcoin bad boy, you know, just doing what it does, just growing and growing and growing at the moment. 11%, really happy with that. Again, as you all know, it's my number one for 2018 and onwards. And again, like with my portfolio, I like to see the core portfolio, you know, 10% a month. That's decent. That's happy days. You know, with Verge, again, that was a little bit of an outsider in a sense, but it's delivered what it needed to deliver. And the rest of the portfolio is doing pretty well. And obviously, if you can do the maths, you can add it up and all the rest of it. You know, having a very good August, looking forward to a very good September. Got lots of ICOs that I'm going to be buying into. I may do some videos on that as well. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll keep providing some good quality content. And let me know what you want as well. So, thanks for listening, guys. The other thing is I have a Facebook group, PTE, Cryptocurrency Community. Really want to try and bring as many people in, help educate each other. So, you know, I don't know it all. I try and learn from other people. You know, that's why I did some of the big shout outs at the very beginning, because it's all about, for me, it's about creating community and helping people. And really try and create the biggest cryptocurrency community group in the world, or something like that. That'd be quite cool, and get as many people as possible, you know, contributing, helping each other, because there's going to be a lot of new people coming into the space, and it's sort of our responsibility to help them, coach them, educate them, and make sure that they make some good decisions and don't make some of the mistakes that maybe some of us early adopters have. Because I know I've made a couple of boo-boos with things and send them to different wallets and all sorts of things. But hey, that's a learning process. It's fun, and that's why we like it. So thanks, guys. If you want to subscribe, that'd be great. If you want to come across to the group, it'd be great to see you, and it'd be great to have you. All right, thanks for listening.